Today is Friday the 9th of August, 2019. I'm Keith Ward, and welcome to another episode of Homeless in Titusville. And today I'm being joined by, what is your name, sir?
Curtis Stanton.
Curtis Stanton. And Curtis, I've known of you for a little while, and you were helping Debbie out recently. Debbie that got her ticket to Illinois. So tell me a little bit about yourself. How old are you?
49, be 50 in January.
Okay.
I've been in Titusville since April 2 years ago.
Okay. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Lakeland, which is an hour and a half west of here.
Okay.
Over in Central Florida.
The accent I wasn't guessing Florida with that accent. I thought Alabama.
I lived in Kentucky for 2.5 years. Worked up there. Started out with McDonald's, the main maintenance guy. Then I put my application in, got a job working up there in the mines, got ready to start working there when something popped up and I had to come back here.
Oh, working for mines.
Yeah, coal
was
mines.
That like a union,
Yeah.
good paying job?
Mm-hmm.
About how much did that work pay?
It started out at $23.50 an hour. I was supposed to start the very first day. Then my sister's like, we got to go back to Florida. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I was supposed to start work tomorrow.
Oh my God. That's great money.
Yeah.
And you lost out on that. Why did you come back to Florida?
Her and her boyfriend, they moved up to Kentucky with his folks, and he didn't want to work. He was a mom and daddy's boy. They got into it because he was doing stuff he shouldn't be doing. Long story short, he was smoking pot, which everybody does it. I'm not going to condone it.
Yeah.
But my sister didn't like it, I didn't like it, and she gave him an ultimatum. Well, he picked smoking weed over their relationship and their future. So she said, pack up, we're gone. So, all right. So I packed up, and we came back down here, and we moved in with my mother.
How many years ago was that?
I'm going to say probably, we got back here like about around 2000.
So you would have had a good amount of time in by now. You would have had a pension to look forward to, and all that kind of stuff. You really gave up a lot for your sister.
I gave up a good future for her.
Yeah, you did. How about your personal life other than your sister? Have you been married?
I've been married and divorced, in and out of jail because they all want to cry wolf, claiming I put my hands on them. I never did. And it's cost me a lot of money, a lot of grief.
How many times have you been married?
Twice.
And do you have children as a result
First
of those?
marriage, I got 3 boys. Like I told you earlier, she passed away 3 years ago. My second one, we got 3 girls together, and I haven't seen them since 95. From 95 to now, I've been to myself.
So they were little.
Yeah.
Last time you saw them. Have you talked to them on the phone or exchanged cards?
I talked to my oldest girl every now and then. She hates me now because of her mother.
Right.
So I just found out recently.
Mom can program them every day.
Exactly. She just had 3 kids. I hate to say this, but I'm going to be honest here on YouTube with you guys. My daughter, she's not the perfect angel she used to be. She was a daddy's girl, always has been. I wish she still was. But now she's gone stray. She's had 3 kids, 1 still born dead. The other 2 she has now, my ex has. She's raising them. And she's mad at me because I won't help her. She's 25 years old. She needs to stand up on her own 2 feet.
Yeah. Is she married or ever been married herself?
No, she's never been married. Unfortunately, I love my daughter. I really do. She's my pride and joy. She was my first little girl. But she keeps hopping relationship to relationship, looking for love the wrong way. It just hurts.
Yeah. Wow. How about you? How long have you been out on the street now?
Since February of this year.
And how come you ended up on the street?
The girl I was with for 19 years, she passed away January 17th of this year on my mother's birthday. And her stomach, inside her stomach, all exploded. And all the bile you have in your stomach all went all through her body, and it got up to her heart, and it quit, and they couldn't bring her back. And when that happened, I was there when she passed away. It's just, I lost it, and I just, like I said earlier, I walked away from the apartment, walked away from everything I owned. I couldn't take it, couldn't deal with it.
What was your living situation at that time? Like, were you guys both working? Were you on disability?
We both were on disability.
Okay. And did you guys have like Section 8 or something
Yeah, we
like
were on
that?
Section 8. They paid like 80% of our rent. We paid the other 20.
So you lost all that when she passed. You lost all
I had to rehome our dog. That hurt as well because that dog was like a child to us because she couldn't have kids. So we got an animal, and her name was Belle. We rehomed her through an elderly lady in Palm Bay who recently just lost her pet. So I gave my dog to her. I said, as long as you promise you take care of her and treat her the same way we did.
How do you feel now about walking away from all that stuff?
I can't even walk over there. I can't ride over there. I can't take the bus over there where her and I used to live because I lose it every time I see it. All I have are the memories.
But now it make things worse. I mean, you're homeless. You're out on the street. You're in this heat. You're in the rain if it rains.
Well, here's the thing about it. I live in a tent. I'm not going to lie to nobody out here. I'm not going to say where I'm at because there's too many people who knows where I'm at now. Yeah. And I just had a guy invade me last night, moved out here, and I'm not happy about that. He's not happy that I'm out here either, but he can get over it. Not going to mention his name.
Right, no.
But my mother, like I told you earlier, my mother just got out of the hospital. She's in rehab. And I don't know how long she's going to be in there, but when she gets out, I'm moving back home, and I'm going to continue taking care of my mother. She's 72 years old. She's in a chair. She's not really able to take care of herself all that great, so...
When's this going to happen?
I'll know here in a couple of weeks. I talk to my mom every day on the phone.
So this will be a good thing for you and her.
Yeah.
Because you'll get off the street, and she'll get a caretaker.
Yeah. If it wasn't my mother, I wouldn't have disability. I wouldn't have the Section 8. I wouldn't have anything today. I'd still be living on the streets. She's the one, when I got out of the hospital, that got me everything I needed.
Do you have health? What's your health? What are your health issues? Why are you on disability?
Okay, let me explain what happened to me. February 28, 2011, 7 at night. I got up to eat dinner. I got up, sat on the side of my bed like for 5 minutes trying to wake up. I got up, went into the living room, hit the couch right here, arm. That's the only thing I remember until I woke up 101 days later on 2 life support machines, paralyzed, neck down, when I came out of my coma. Both my lungs collapsed, my heart quit.
What was the cause of it?
I don't know. Nobody would never tell me. My dad had it sealed. He would not tell me. He went to his grave with the secret, so to this day I will never know.
How could they keep your own health from you?
I don't know. We went up to the hospital. We tried to pull my records. They said there's been a court order pulled. We cannot give you nothing. We cannot tell you nothing. So I said, okay, I can fix that issue.
Was he like a conservator or something?
I don't know. I sued his attorney. I sued my own dad and my own dad's attorney, John Morgan. Cease and desist. My dad tried to have me locked up.
He had tried to have you locked up for what?
He wanted my disability check because when he got injured years ago, he worked for a chemical plant over in Tampa. He was on top of a rail car. He bent over to release the hatch, and as soon as he put his hand on that latch, it popped. Ammonia went all over him. He flew off onto the ground. It burned him head to toe. And he got messed up psychologically and physically from it. And
so he wasn't mentally well when he was doing this stuff to you.
I don't think he was. He couldn't have been.
Right. What was your relationship before that happened? Like, did you get along with your dad?
I used to, but when he got remarried, our relationship went to hell. Because, see, we all went to church from the time we were born all the way till now. We all lived a country Pentecostal life. And the lady he got married to, she has hopped from marriage to marriage to marriage to all the preachers and all the churches. Well, long story short, I guess you could say my dad was gullible. He fell for it. Divorced my mother, got with him. They had another kid together. And that kid got treated like royalty compared to me. I was like garbage on the ground to my father. And, he treated my sisters like, man, they were gold. And what I didn't understand was when I was in the hospital, if it wasn't for him, I'd be dead, by the way. Because he had to pay out of his pocket for them to airlift another machine from Jacksonville Memorial down to Lakeland Regional, or I wouldn't be here today. But when I was in the hospital, he treated me like I was his prodigal son, like I existed. But when I got better and got out, he went back treating me like garbage again. And see, he just passed away from last year of pancreatic cancer. And while on his deathbed, where's Bubba? Where's Bubba? Where's Bubba? Where's he at? I'm like, no.
So he maybe wanted to make amends with you at the end.
Yeah, because my sister was trying to tell me, she says, well, put what happened in the past in the past. I said, I can't. From the time I was born all the way till now, I said, he treated me like garbage. Now he's on his deathbed and he wants me there with him? No.
Yeah.
He made his bed, let him lie in it.
Right, yeah. I can't blame you. I really can't. So what kind of health problems do you have today as a result of that coma and all that?
When I got out of the hospital, went back home, I was on hospice care. They took care of me because my lungs still wasn't 100%.
Oh, so they thought you were going to die.
I died 5 times.
Well, I mean, if you were in hospice care, though, they didn't think you were able to make a recovery.
Yeah, they didn't think I was going to recover. The doctor said, even with being on 2 life support machines, that I wasn't going to pull through. My lungs were too weak. But when, I never told you when we talked the very first time, when I was laying in that bed, had an out-of-body experience. I'm at the foot of my bed looking at my lifeless body on life support. And the next thing you know, I look over at the wall beside me, and this wall started lighting up, a bright light. The next thing I know, I'm back in my body like that. And my grandmother we buried back in 77 was laying on the bed holding my hand talking to me. That was weird. Wearing the same dress we buried her in.
Oh. So that was your near-death experience. And
she held my hand, talked to me, told me she loved me. That it's not my time. I said, look, I made peace with God. I want to go home with you. I'm tired of fighting. I can't do this no more. And she said, when it's your time, I will come back and get you. You have a purpose in life, and when you find out what your purpose is, then your time will be ready. You'll be ready to go.
Wow. And that was, how long ago you had that?
Back in 2011, February, March actually. And when I told my father, he thought I was crazy and tried to have me locked up in the mental ward.
There's a lot of people that have near-death experiences that have all kinds of things, and they generally don't get locked up, for those. They're very common. A lot of people have that.
But see, everybody couldn't figure out why I was crying. They're like, well, he's crying. Well, I wonder what he's thinking. And finally, when I came out of coma, that's when I told, my girl that I had at the time in the hospital with me. And they called my dad, said, he's awake, get up here. And when I I couldn't talk, I couldn't move, so my best friend, she come up there with my sister. I was able to, she read my lips. She told everybody what I was saying. And when I told her what happened, my dad called a psychiatrist in there. And that's when all this crap started, him trying to have me locked up.
Wow. You seem to have a little bit of a twitch now and stuff.
I had neurological problems because I laid up flat in that bed. They didn't turn me, they didn't help me, they didn't help me do nothing. But when I got out of the hospital, like I said, I was in hospice care. Hospice got me into rehab where I was doing rehabilitation with physical therapist doctors, neurological doctors, everything. And I recently lost my disability back in February when my girlfriend passed away. And I just got it back, thank God for my mother again. And
Did you just not keep up with it, or
somebody made a phone call to Social Security saying, oh, he's lying, he's working full time, he's got a job. And my mother's with her attorney, and they call him well, prove it. Prove he's working. I'll give him his disability back, or we'll sue you. They couldn't prove it, so they gave me my disability back and all my back pay that they took from me.
Oh man, that's just terrible.
Yeah.
So what kind of health issues do you have now? Are you under a doctor's care now?
I got to get back with the doctors. I was with Brevard Health Alliance, Dr. Stacy King. I got to get back with her. I got to get back with my heart doctor. I got to get back with Circles of Care, neurologists, and everybody else. I got to get back on my meds again because I've been off them, like I said, since February. Now that I have my insurance back, I got to get back on everything, start all over again.
And now living out on the street or in a tent, that's got to make things really tough on your body. Do you have
I lay on an air mattress.
Oh, you have an air mattress. You do.
But it still doesn't support my neck and my back. I have degenerate disc disease. My vertebrae in my back, like the gentleman you spoke with earlier, mine's the same as his. I have, what the doctor told me? but my nerves and my disc are all messed up. And if I have surgery, there's a possibility I'll be in a wheelchair the rest of my life. I said, well, that being the point, just feed me pills, I guess, and I'll go about my way. I said, because I'm not going to be in a wheelchair. I said, the doctor told me I was looking at 5 years, probably more than that, to be able to walk again.
Yeah, it's not really a quality of life. That's existing. That's not really living.
No.
You know?
But I did it in 3. I used a bike, I used a walker, I used my mother's wheelchair, whatever I can grab a hold of and walk.
And
I
you're
was
able to physically exist on the street homeless. I would say that's work. I would say, no, I'm serious. I would say living on the street like you are is hard work. And you're able to physically do that.
But here's the thing, though. I can do it to a point. I can't. My left hand and arm is my dominant arm. I can't lift no more than 5 pounds. But I can lift 10 to 20 pounds with this one. I know that sounds weird.
Yeah. How do you feed yourself? Do you get food stamps? Do you go to
I have
churches?
my disability check. I have food stamps I get each month, so I'm using both of those, do laundry, feed myself, take care of myself, buy hygiene, buy food, buy anything and everything I need. I don't depend on churches for food except for the one on Saturday morning, which I go up there sometimes.
Right. To have breakfast and stuff. And how about being safe? Do you feel safe on the street? Have you been assaulted? Have you had any crimes?
I've been jumped twice in a year. The first time when I lost my apartment and I was out in the woods where I'm at now, a dude come out here and jumped me 3 o'clock in the morning, took all my money, claimed to be a sheriff's deputy. He wasn't. Second time I got jumped was a guy that you and I both know. I've talked to you about that already. He jumped me from behind, tried to take my phone, my wallet, but the only thing he got was my gold chain and my cross my girlfriend bought me. And that was more important to me than anything I had on me. When he took that, it's like he took my dignity, my respect, he took everything.
Did you ever get it back?
Nah, he ran. Cops wouldn't do nothing.
So you did file a police report.
Won't do no good because I've talked to him already. They know who it was that done it. He's got warrants out for his arrest, and he's back, by the way. He's living over on 50 behind Walmart. Dummy come back after getting put on a bus.
Wow. So what are some of the other things you've had happen to you out here on the streets?
Well, since recently I met you, and, you know, I'm not helping people myself.
Yeah, I know. I find that really
feeling,
interesting that you yourself are homeless, but you're out here helping some of these other people. And I know you defended Debbie physically. You had to get in between some people and make sure that she wasn't assaulted with the guy with the knife and the police and all that stuff.
Like I said, we're going to leave the names out.
Right, absolutely. But you know, you're a stand-up guy, you know, and I really feel for a good guy like yourself that's out here, you know, on the street. But I am glad to hear that you're going to be with your mother soon, you know, that she's going to get a caretaker out of it and you're going to get off the streets.
But I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing.
Right, I know you have a heart to still.
I've been burned twice since I've started doing this, but I'm still going. I'm not going to stop.
And what kind of stuff do you need right now? Are you in need
right
of
now? I'm set. I don't really need nothing or nothing. I buy everything like I said with all the money I have. I know how to take care of my money. I don't burn through it like a lot of people do.
Do you have any bad habits? Do you drink?
Don't smoke.
Do you gamble?
Don't drink. Don't gamble. Don't do drugs. I don't do nothing. I don't hang around nobody that even smokes. I can't stand the smell of it. Everybody's like, well, you must be enjoying being alone by yourself. If I do.
Right, because you can't really buddy up with a lot of people on the street because they do something.
Well, a lot of people are angry at me because I won't do what they're doing in the homeless life. I'm like, because I'm not a troublemaker, I'm not a thief, I'm not a liar. I said, y'all want to do this? You guys are on your own. Leave me out of this.
Right. Because there's a lot of drama, a lot of politics, a lot of park politics, as it's called.
It's like I tell them. I said, you know, people talk about you guys. They come and tell me what y'all are doing. I said, I know more than what I should know.
And you fill me in on a lot of stuff about some people's BS, and I know what's what because of you. And I'm grateful for that info that you share with me. I really am.
And all you bad apples out there, you don't want Keith, you don't want nobody else knowing what you're doing, don't come to me. I will rat you out in a heartbeat.
Right. Oh, man. Well, there was something else I wanted to ask you. and I just can't remember what that was. I'm at a loss, but I don't know. I just heard a lot of good things about you. You just done a lot of good things to help the other homeless, and I was just surprised when I learned that you yourself were homeless.
Yeah.
You know, because of all the things you've done for people, and
well, it's like I told you, my grandmother said I have a purpose in life, and once I figure it out, it'd be my time. And I'm thinking this is what it is. And ever since I've started doing this, I felt good about myself.
helping some of the other lost souls.
I really felt good about myself, and I feel like my grandmother's proud of me now.
That's awesome. Good stuff. Well, I appreciate you. I know. I wanted to ask you: have you been hassled or had anything, any run-ins with Titusville Police or the Sheriff's Department? Have you had any?
Well, it's
issues?
like I go to some of these parks to hang out and be by myself, and like I've been told they don't want you at the parks, they don't want you here, they don't want you there, and it's like some of the parks I go to, they'll come in, they'll hang out there until they make me leave, and I leave, and I just wait, and I go back, and I sit there. So I be by myself, charge my phone, so I don't bother nobody bothers me.
So trespasses and things like that haven't been an issue?
Nah. I avoid the cops.
Right.
I'm not like everybody else.
Well, you're not a
You sit there,
troublemaker.
yeah, I'm not like everybody else. You sit there and get caught and be harassed and took to jail. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
I got better things to do.
Right. All right, Bubba. Well, I appreciate you taking a couple minutes, and I think you're a really good guy, and if you're ever needing anything, I would hope you would reach out on the Homeless in Titusville, Florida Facebook group, if you're ever in need, because you're somebody that I think is deserving of some help. You're a really good guy, and Bubba keeps us all filled in on what's happening with these people, and recently, like I told you guys, he defended Debbie out here when she was having some problems, and she was getting that help, and somebody was just doing their best to try to sabotage that, but Bubba was there and made sure that things didn't get out of hand, so very grateful to him. But you guys can reach out to me on Facebook if you would like, and I do accept all friend requests at KEITHWOHR. You can become a member of the Homeless in Titusville, Florida Facebook page. You can leave me a comment on YouTube. I do try to read and respond to as many of those as I can, and I appreciate the community. I appreciate you guys, the help that you have given people like Bubba, some of the deserving people that are out here that are struggling, that just had some bad luck or a series of bad choices or just other things that are beyond their control.
And I want to say thank you for all of you who has reached out to me, who is wanting to know what I need to give other people. Continue doing it, because I can use all the stuff I can use to give to them, to get them back on their feet where they need to be.
Awesome. All right, guys, and I'll end now and say may you be just as blessed as you have blessed others. Until next time, thanks for watching.